Hi everyone, today's story begins in a quiet little town where time stands still and everyone lives the same day over and over again. But one girl notices what no one else can see, the loop. How did she discover the truth? And what will she sacrifice to fix it? Let's find out. In a small, quiet town called Willow Creek, something strange was happening. Time had stopped. Every morning, the sun rose in the same place at the same time. The birds sang the same songs, and people followed the same routines. No one noticed anything unusual. They woke up, went to work, talked to their neighbors, and went to bed, only to do it all over again the next day. But one person noticed that something was wrong. Her name was Emma. She was 17 years old, with curious green eyes and a mind full of questions. Unlike the others, Emma realized that she was living the same day over and over again. She tried to tell her parents, but they didn't believe her. "You've been reading too many fantasy books," her mom said with a laugh. Her friends thought she was joking, but Emma knew it was real. Days passed, or rather the same day repeated itself countless times. Emma memorized everything. She knew exactly when her neighbor would water the plants, when the school bus would pass by, and when the baker would take the fresh bread out of the oven. Nothing ever changed. One day, while walking through the woods behind her house, Emma stumbled upon something strange. It was an old rusty clock buried halfway in the ground. The hands of the clock weren't moving, and the glass was cracked. But when Emma touched it, a strange feeling ran through her body. She felt as if time had slowed down. For a brief moment, she heard a whisper in her mind. "Fix the fracture, or time will be lost forever." Emma's heart pounded. She didn't understand what it meant, but she knew it was important. She took the broken clock home and placed it on her desk. That night, she dreamed of a place where time was broken and shadows whispered secrets. The next morning, though it was the same morning as always, Emma woke up with determination. She had to find out what was causing the time loop. Emma spent the next few loops reading everything she could about time, history, and ancient legends. In the town library, hidden deep in the dusty shelves, she found an old book called The Secrets of Time. It spoke of a fracture in time that could trap a place in an endless loop. The book mentioned a timekeeper, a person chosen to protect time and prevent such fractures. Could I be the timekeeper? Emma wondered aloud. The book also mentioned that to fix a fracture, one had to find the source of the break and repair it. But it warned that fixing time required a great sacrifice. Emma's heart sank when she read those words. She didn't know what kind of sacrifice it meant, but she was determined to save her town. Following clues from the book, Emma returned to the forest where she had found the broken clock. This time, she explored deeper into the woods. After hours of walking, she stumbled upon an ancient stone door covered in moss. It had strange symbols carved into it, symbols that matched the ones in her book. Emma took a deep breath and pushed the door open. Inside, the air felt heavy, and the walls seemed to pulse with an unseen energy. At the center of the room stood a glowing crystal, cracked and flickering like a dying flame. "This must be the source of the fracture," Emma whispered. As she stepped closer, a voice echoed in her mind. "To restore time, you must give what is most precious." Emma's eyes filled with fear. What could be more precious than her own life? Did she have to give up her future to save the town? For days, or rather for the same repeated day, Emma wrestled with the decision. She thought about her family, her friends, and all the people in Willow Creek. If she didn't fix the fracture, they would be trapped forever. But if she did fix it, what would happen to her? Finally, Emma made her decision. She couldn't let her town suffer, no matter the cost. With a heavy heart, she returned to the ancient room. She placed her hand on the crystal and whispered, "I'm ready." A powerful force surged through her body. The world around her spun and everything went black. When Emma woke up, she was lying in the middle of the forest. The air felt different, fresher, and the sounds of the morning were new. The time loop was broken. She had done it, but something was wrong. She stood up and walked back to town. Everything looked normal, but no one recognized her. Her parents looked at her as if she were a stranger. Her friends didn't remember her. It was as if she had never existed in this version of time. Tears filled Emma's eyes, but she forced a smile. She had saved her town, and that was what mattered. Emma left Willow Creek and traveled to new places. Though she missed her home, she knew she had done the right thing. Deep down, she believed that one day she would find a way to return. Until then, she carried the memories of her loved ones in her heart. And though time had forgotten her, Emma would never forget them. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss a new story. Did you enjoy this story? Let me know in the comments. See you next time.